So good morning, class 8 children. Today in this class, we'll continue with chapter number 17. Yesterday, children, we discussed that why stars appears to move from east to west. So we got the reason for this as the earth moves from west to east. After that, we discussed about the pole star. There is a one fixed star in the northern sky which do not move at all. Now, children, we are going to study about the constellations, that what constellation means and how many constellations are there. In this chapter, we are discussing very few, only 2 or 3 we are discussing, but do not think like that only 2 or 3 constellations are there. There are plenty of constellations, okay? And they are keep on increasing only. So here we are going to study that this definition of constellation as well as 2 or 3 constellations. So Akshita, continue with reading.
Okay, ma'am. Constellations. Look at the sky for some time. Can you see some stars forming group with the shapes like those? In figure 17.11, the stars forming a group that has a recognizable shape is called constellation. Constellations were devised by ancient people to be able to recognize stars in the sky. The shapes of the constellations resemble objects familiar to those people. You can easily identify some constellations in the night sky. For this, you should know what a particular constellation looks like and where to look for it in the night sky. One of the most famous constellations which you can see during summertime in the early part of the night is Ursa Major. It is known as the Big Dipper, the Great Bear, or the Saptarishi. There are 7 prominent stars in this constellation. It appears like a big ladle or a question mark. There are 3 stars in the handle of the ladle and 4 in the bowl, figure 17.12. In all ancient cultures, very interesting mythological stories have been associated with the various constellations.
Okay, beta, there is afterwards 17.6 and 17.7. You can leave, we can move to the next page. One of the activities there that with the help of a Ursa Major, we can locate pole star. With the help of this Ursa Major, how we can locate the pole star, this activity is there 17.7. Okay. Next, continue reading Anya from the next constellation, Orion. Anya or Varuni, you may read them.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I have to read from Ursa Major Saptarishi.
Start reading from Orion from here.
Very important when we draw pictographs. This pictograph shows.
Varuni, you may continue, beta. Varuni, you continue. Anya, check there is too much voice at your place.
Okay, ma'am. Orion is another well-known constellation that can be seen during winter in the late evening. It is one of the most magnificent constellations in the sky. It also has 7 or 8 bright stars. Orion is also called the Hunter. The 3 middle stars represent the belt of the Hunter. The 4 bright stars appear to be arranged in the form of quadrilateral. The star Sirius, which is the brightest star in the sky, is located close to Orion. To locate Sirius, imagine a straight line passing through the 3 middle stars of Orion. Look along this line towards the east. This line will lead you to a very bright star. It is Sirius.
Okay, beta.
Shall I
So second constellation is over. That is a Orion. Orion, another name for Orion is Hunter. Okay, so you can see the picture of Hunter in 17.13 figure. See how three stars are on the belt, and rest 4 stars are making the quadrilateral. So you can see on the screen even 1, 2, 3, 4. These all stars are these are forming the quadrilateral, and these 3 stars are at the belt. And if we draw a line with the help of these 3 lines in the east direction, that will locate toward the Sirius. Sirius is a brightest star. Kindly underline. But this type of question can also be there. Which stars can be located with the help of Orion? So you may tell that Sirius is located with the help of the Orion. It's not like that only these 3 stars are there, only these 4 stars are there. There are plenty of stars. Children, you can see in the figure in front of it. See, plenty of stars are there, many stars are there, but the prominent stars which are forming the definite shape, we are taking that only. हम सिर्फ उन्हीं की बात कर रहे हैं which are quite prominent and they are forming particular shape. Otherwise, there are rest of. If we consider all the stars, they are forming like the shape of the hunter. Okay. So this is, and the question maybe is of two types. Question can be there. Either write about the Orion, then you have to write down that how many prominent stars are there, what is the shape of it, and which star is located with the help of it. Okay. Otherwise, 1 mark questions can also be there. Next, one more constellation is there, Cassiopeia. This is another prominent constellation in the northern sky, visible during the winter in the early parts of the night. Looks like a distorted W or M. So actually the shape is looked like a distorted M or W, but actually if we consider, you can see the figure on the first page where the 3 of the constellations are given, and I want each one of you to draw these constellations in the notebook. And there are very many other ways to draw the constellations. Let me show you the figure of Cassiopeia. What's it? Cassiopeia actually it looks like a princess sitting on a chair. See this figure, Cassiopeia, C part, A, B, C. It's looking like that the princess is sitting on a chair, and the shape of prominent star has been taken as a W, or we can say distorted W or distorted M. Is it clear, beta?
Yes,
We
ma'am.
are taking, the figure is taken only on the basis of the prominent star. Rest, plenty of stars are forming the different shapes. So on the name of that particular recognizable shape, we can say that different constellations are there. So one thing more is there. Yes, Priyanshi, read it. Did you know? After that, Pratiksha will read.
A constellation does not have only 5-10 stars. It has a large number of stars. However, we can see only the brighter stars in the constellation with our naked eyes. All the stars which make up a constellation are not at the same distance. They are just in the same line of straight in the sky.
Okay, so I hope I had already told you children, these are not only the 7 or 8 star or the 9 star, number of stars are there, which forms a recognizable shape. And more than 80 or 90 constellations are known, and still the astronomers, they are finding much more constellations. It keeps on adding. As in the beginning, I told you there is no limit of universe. Since the scientists, they are exploring the universe, they are getting something new about the universe, because it is like a dot on the balloon which keep on expanding. Okay, so up to here only, children. Next, we'll continue with the solar system. Solar system, everybody had learned in the lower classes how many planets are there, but here in this chapter we are going to study about all the planets in detail. Okay, so kindly continue. Ananya Kahara, then Anshika, Pratiksha, you may continue the solar system. How many?
Can I read?
Yes, Kanshika, continue. The solar system.
The solar system. The sun and the celestial bodies which revolve around it form the solar system. It consists of large number of bodies such as planets, comets, asteroids, and meteors. The gravitational attraction between the sun and these objects keep them revolving around it. The Earth, as you know, also revolves around the sun. It is the member of the solar system. It is a planet. There are seven other planets that revolve around the sun. The eight planets in their order of distance from the sun are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune.
Okay, beta. Kindly underline how it is possible that all the planets are moving around the sun in a definite orbit. So, what is the force? There is a gravitational attraction between the sun and these objects which keep on revolving around the sun, and they do not meet with one another. Kindly underline it. You must have seen that different planets move around the sun and they never strike with one another while revolving. They do not touch each other. How that can be possible? So one thing is there, that is a gravitational attraction or a gravitational pull, and second thing, we can say that all the planets are moving according to their in their particular orbit. They are moving, they are not leaving their orbit. ऐसा नहीं है कि अपना ऑर्बिट छोड़ के वो दूसरे पे चले जाते हैं. नो, दे मूव अराउंड द सन इन अ डेफिनेट ऑर्बिट्स. ओके, each and every planet has its own orbit. Next can continue. Anshika, Neha, you may continue. Anshika,
Ma'am, can I?
Yes, start.
Did you know, till 2006, there were 9 planets
Ananya
in the
Kahana,
solar system.
wait for a second, beta.
Ma'am, did you know, till 2006, there were 9 planets in the solar system. Pluto was the farthest planet from the sun. In 2006, the International Astronomical Union (IAU) adopted a non-fit this definition. It is not longer a planet of the solar system. Let us now know about some members of the solar family. The Sun. The Sun is the nearest star from us. It is continuously emitting huge amounts of heat and light. The Sun is the source of almost all energy on the earth. In fact, the Sun is the main source of heat and light for all the planets. The planets look
Okay,
like stars.
children, one more question can be there. Very, like in MCQs, you can get, or in 1 mark, that till 2006, there were 9 planets, but afterwards, Pluto was discarded. Now it is known as a discarded planet. And one more question can be there. IAU, International Astronomical Union. Kindly click the this underline the full form of IAU. Okay, next, Anshika Goel can continue. Now we are going to study about the different planets, and according to their distance, the planets are arranged.
Ma'am, can I
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes,
Ma'am, why Pluto was discarded?
because beta, it was too much far away from the sun, and the scientists were not able to get the information about this Pluto. That's why that Pluto was discarded. Okay, now the 8 planets were there only. In 2006, it was done.
The the planet look like star, but they do not have light of their own. They merely reflect the sunlight that fall on them. Can you distinguish between planet and star? The simplest method of identifying planet from star is that star twinkles whenever as planet do not. Also, the planet keep changing their position with respect to the star. A planet has a defined path in which it revolves around the sun. This path is called an orbit. The time taken by the time taken by a planet to complete one revolution is called its time period. Period of revolution. The period
of revolution increase as the distance of the plant increase from the sun. I
Planet from the
wondered
sun.
why the
Okay,
plant.
okay. So children, I want each one of you, there is a difference between the planets and star, and I hope the distance difference is clear to you. You can write down much of the differences between the stars and planets. Okay. So next comes the difference that the planet of revolution. क्या मतलब है इसका? You know, planets revolve around the sun. That is known as a revolution. And one thing is rotation. Rotation is on its axis only. Around its axis, that is known as a rotation. And revolution, that you know, that is around the sun it is done. So it is written that the revolution increases as the distance of the planet increases from the sun. You know that if the planet will be near to the sun, it will cover, it will rotate around the sun in very less time. Afterwards, the next planet which is far away from the sun, it will take much time, much distance will be taken. Uske baad jo planet hoga wo bhi kya karega, it will take much more distances. So Pluto was very far away. It took millions of the years, many of the years to complete its one revolution around the sun. So, and we were not getting much of the things from the Pluto. That was discarded planet. Okay. Now the question comes, I wondered why planets do not collide while revolving around the sun. So can I have the answer?
And what is the meaning of collide?
Collide means strike karna, milna aapas mein. Why don't they strike?
And because of gravitational attraction.
Yes, because of the gravitational attraction, and moreover, all the planets are moving in their own orbit. Each and every planet has its own orbit, so that's why they are not colliding. Okay? Collide means strike karna or meet. Got it, everyone? Yes, Neha or Prateksha, any one of you can continue. Start from.
Ma'am, activity 17.9.
No, you can continue from here. Beside revolving around the sun.
Besides revolving around the sun, our planet also rotates on its own axis like a top. The time taken by a planet to complete one rotation is called its period of rotation.
So already, beta,
Some
we had
planet-
read the definition of period of revolution. Now there is a definition of period of rotation. Both the definitions are there. Okay, kindly keep on marking.
Some planets are known to have moons, satellites revolving around them. Any celestial body revolving around another celestial body is called its satellite. The Earth can be said to be a satellite of
Beta,
the
read
sun.
this. Read this. Read this also. This box.
The Earth revolves around the sun. Does it make Earth a satellite of the sun? Planet of the sun. We use the term satellites for the bodies revolving around planets. Moon is a satellite of the Earth. There are
I
many
think, wait for a second. Wait for a second. So there is a question, Earth around the sun. Does it make that Earth is a planet of the sun? Are you agreed? Just we have read that any celestial body which is moving around another body is known as a satellite. So is Earth a satellite of sun?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All are saying yes. Earth is, I'm asking, is Earth a satellite of sun?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Now you are saying no. Why? Beta, already you, I think, just read it carefully again. A satellite, any celestial body revolving around another celestial body is known as satellite. But what happened? If any celestial body is moving around the planet, that is known as a satellite. And sun is not a planet. Sun is a star. So any of the body like Earth can be said to be a satellite of Sun. So generally we call it as a planet. We can say it as a satellite, but we do not say that. But generally what we say that Earth is a planet which is revolving around the Sun. So generally we use this term of satellite when the planets, when the other celestial objects are moving around the planet. Like Moon is a satellite of Earth. There are many.
Explain again.
There are many man-made satellites revolving around the Earth also. So that are known as the artificial satellite. But as the definition of satellite is this: any of the celestial body, if it is revolving around another celestial body, that is known as a satellite. So question was, is Earth a satellite of Sun because it is moving around the Sun? So your answer is yes, it is. But generally we do not say it that Earth is a satellite. We generally say that Earth is a planet which is moving around the Sun. Okay. Next is Mercury. Yes, Arav Segal. Continue. Or Varun. Yes, Jen. Continue Mercury.
Ma'am, can
Priyanshi,
Can I
already
read?
you had read.
Ma'am, can I read?
Yes, Tanya afterwards. Prateksha afterwards. Arav Segal, continue fast, Peter.
Okay, ma'am. Mercury.
The
The
planet is
planet
the
Mercury.
nearest to the sun.
Tanya, wait.
Mercury. The planet Mercury is nearest to the sun. It is the smallest planet of our solar system. Because Mercury is very close to the sun, it is very difficult to observe it. And most of the time it is hidden in the glare of the sun. However, it can be observed just before sunrise or just after sunset, near the horizon. So it is visible only at places where trees or buildings do not obstruct the view of the horizon. Mercury has no satellite of its own.
So I think it is clear. Everything is clear about the Mercury. What type of planet the Mercury is? Nearest to Sun, smallest planet. Maximum of the time it is remain closed with the glare of the sun. We are not able to see it. Only able to see before sunrise and after sunset. Okay. Yes, Prateksha. Continue with second planet, Venus.
Ma'am, what is the meaning of horizon?
Horizon, where Earth and this land and sky appears to meet. That place is known as horizon. If you stand far away, आपको लगता है, suppose if you are standing near a sea shore, आपको दूर से देखते हो तो आपको लगता है कि sun and sky are sky and earth or land is meeting. अगर आप दूर से देखते हो तो आपको लगता है कि the sky and earth is meeting. लगता है आपको ऐसे दूर से अगर हम देखते हैं, but जब हम पास में जाते हैं that does not happen. So that is known as a horizon. Okay. It appears, but actually it does not happen. Continue, Prateksha. Venus.
Venus, Shukra. Venus is Earth's nearest planetary neighbor. It is the brightest planet in the night sky. Sometimes Venus appears in the earthern sky before sunrise. Sometimes it appears in the western sky just after sunset. There it is often called a morning or an evening star.
Very important question
Also,
regarding Venus. Venus, why it is known as morning or evening star? Although it is not a star. So why we say that Venus is a star? Very beta, one line questions, plenty of questions are there. One more first line. Venus is Earth's nearest planetary neighbor. It is near to the Earth, brightest planet in the sky. Continue beta reading, उसके बाद मैं बताती हूँ.
often called a morning or an evening star, although it is not a star. Try to locate Venus in the night sky. Venus has no moon or satellites of its own. Rotation of Venus on its axis is somewhat unusual. It rotates from east to west while the earth rotates from west to east.
So it's one thing
Does it
very,
mean
very
that
different for Venus is its rotation is different. It rotates from east to west. Kindly underline all these things. Yes, beta.
does it mean that on Venus the sun could rise in the west and set in the east? If you get a chance, try to observe Venus through a telescope. You will observe that Venus shows freeze just like the moon.
Okay,
The
faces
earth.
of, okay, beta. Faces of Venus are just like the faces of moon. So, okay. Next one, the third planet we are going to study is Earth. So, who's left who has not read? Varun, you can continue. Varun.
Can I read?
Tanya, continue. And after that,
The
Varun.
Earth is the only planet in the solar system on which life is known to exist. Some special environment conditions are responsible for the existence and continuation of life on the Earth. These include just the right distance from the sun so that it has the right temperature range and the presence of water and suitable atmosphere and a blanket of ozone.
Okay, beta, wait for a
From
second.
space,
Wait. So, children, kindly underline it. Why the Earth is at the right distance from the sun. It has a right temperature range, presence of water and suitable atmosphere, and a blanket of ozone. Kindly make all the points out of it, because this question will be there, that why among all 8 planets life is possible only on Earth. So these are the reasons that why life is possible only on the Earth. Yes, afterwards, Varun, you can continue. We must take
From space,
special,
the
better from this, read this.
we must take special care to protect our environment so that life on Earth is not distributed
Disturbed,
from
disturbed.
space. From space, the Earth appears blue-green due to the reflection of light from water and land mass on its surface. The axis of rotation of the Earth is not periodically to the
Perpendicular
plane
to the plane,
of perpendicular to the plane of its orbit. The title tilt is responsible for the change of seasons on the Earth. The Earth has only one moon.
If I am
If I am
13
13
years old, yes,
if
yes,
I am 13-year-old, how many times have I gone round the sun?
so tell me how many years old you are and how many turns you have taken around the sun with the earth, because earth is taking 365 days to go around the sun. So how many rounds you have taken around the sun? Can you tell me?
13.
13 according to your age, because in 1 year, yes, so you have taken, okay, 12, 13, 14, whatever is your age, you have taken that much of the rounds around your this around the sun. So children, it's very, very important questions. Each and every question, first again, why earth appears blue green due from the space, due to the reflection of light from the water and landmass of the surface. One more thing is there. What thing is responsible for the change of the seasons on the earth? You know, different seasons are there on the earth. What's the reason behind it? So tilt is responsible. You know, the earth is, जो अर्थ का एक्सिस है, एक्सिस ऑफ रोटेशन, इट्स नॉट परपेंडिकुलर, it is tilted. So that tilt is responsible for the change of seasons on the earth. So kindly children underline, and rest planets, about the planets we'll discuss tomorrow.